Hello viewers, I am Toshku Raphael. Today on Global Insights, we focus our attention to Kemi Badenoch, one of the most influential Africans of the year 2024. In the last episode, I took you through Badenoch's controversy in the UK, particularly her political wrangle with Nigel Farage. On this episode, we look at Badenoch's controversy in her estranged country, Nigeria. Some time ago in 2024, Badenoch dished out certain remarks against Nigeria, which got a lot of emotions boiling. She used strong negative words to describe my country, your country, our country. Badenoch is so mad at Nigeria that she uses any slightest moment or opportunity to attack the country. First, she scorned the Nigerian police, describing them as thieves.
You use them to try and destroy us.
Do you trust the British police?
I do. But, remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white, I was like, well, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch.
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country. So, people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher. But my experience was so positive. When I was burgled, for example, the police were there, very helpful. They eventually caught the person. This is 2004, so 20 years ago. The police did catch criminals. And now we've given them too much to do, in my view. So the police are the first line of defense for everything. And I think that burden makes it a lot harder for them to actually do the basics. And that's another thing that we need to look at.
Let's talk about some of the social issues that have exploded here.
Second, she described Nigeria as a country where politicians take delight in using public funds for selfish interest.
I chose to become a Conservative MP to serve, and I chose this country because here I could breathe free and I could be everything that I wanted to be. I grew up in Nigeria and I saw firsthand what happens when politicians are in it for themselves, when they use public money as their private piggy banks, when they promise the earth and pollute not just the air but the whole political atmosphere with their failure to serve others.
Third, she labeled Nigeria as a country where Muslims attack or abhor non-Muslims. To crown it all, Badenoch has a moderate view of the role of the British Empire on the Africans' lack of development. She does not believe that the British relationship with Africa is, squarely negative. Take a look.
This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as a trade minister. It's not culture wars. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country. And he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because of colonialism and because they needed time to develop. These arguments are a scam. Don't fall for it. We need to make sure that we put this country first. We work well with our neighbours. We work well with other countries. But we have to look after ourselves too.
Very sad indeed. Recently, I embarked on a deep contemplation on the attitude of Nigerians towards the bad governance in the country. In the end, I discovered three categories of Nigerians. The first category comprises Nigerians who believe that the country is irredeemable. Therefore, they use the slightest moment or opportunity to leave the country, never to come back again. The second category comprises Nigerians who believe that the country is currently in the doldrums, but they are very hopeful for a new Nigeria. What happens? They travel overseas, try making it there, and then come back to Nigeria to help to rebuild the country. Then we have the last category of Nigerians, comprises Nigerians who fanatically hold that the progress of this country, Nigeria, is a continuous function of all citizens. Therefore, they remain in Nigeria no matter what happens, even if they have the opportunity to immigrate out of the country. So, clearly, Badenoch belongs to the first category. She has completely lost faith with the country. Think about what she said on the Nigerian police. The scene of a policeman assaulting or extorting civilians is a daily experience.
Give them their money now.
Guys, stop this gentleman. Give them my money. People are extorting my road here. Extorting. Give them money back. Kai, grab your bag. Run.
Bring that bag. It's not going.
Eh? Kai, give back. Give them back their key. Even as well as preventing civilians, how much are they earning on this road? People are calling. Are you stupid? Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me? Do you know me? Go on, give me that. Do you know me? 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 Why you causing money on the road? Why causing money on the road? Why? You know, make it a go. Banka or worker. Ko ina babanka ko baje ma ko baro banka. Na me they give 100 naira. I don't see your guy look. Go see your guy look. I don't follow you. Go back 100 naira. Go back. See, go back. I want my fair go back 100 naira. If you want to anything, make you do it. I don't lie you. If you what's the problem? I want funny kini don't say only traffic offense. Also what? Come on, Jima to gbe, come on dale. Ọlọ́run gan support yẹ, èmi fara mọ́. Ó máa pé àdìmẹ́rin yẹn á pèsè. We are for a number, wàá gbọ́dọ̀ láyọ̀ tàlàfíà. Gbogbo ilé ẹ̀ka tí mo sọ yẹ kí n ṣe pé a gbọ́dọ̀ ṣẹ́ẹ̀kì tó yẹ ká ṣe nọ́mà.
Badenoch's claims were justified by the End SARS protest held 4 years earlier. It was a nationwide demonstration against police brutality. By this very event, Badenoch's accusations has gained credence. Additionally, the recent ranking of President Bola Tinubu as the third most corrupt leader in the world was a testament to her claim. Meanwhile, Badenoch's insinuations sparked a number of high-profile reactions in Nigeria, some of them outrightly supporting her claims, while the others attempted to strike a balance. Responding to her claim, Vice President Kashim Shettima said that the immediate past British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, never denigrated his home country, India. He said that Badenoch had the right to her opinion, but could also choose to jettison her first name, which is Kemi.
Rishi Sunak, the former British Prime Minister, is originally from India. A very brilliant young man. He never denigrated his nation of ancestry, nor poured venoms on India. Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the British Labour or Conservative Party. We are proud of her, in spite of her efforts at denigrating her nation of origin. She is entitled to her own opinions. She has even every right to remove the Kemi from her name. But that does not underscore the fact that the greatest black nation on earth is the nation called Nigeria.
In his own part, the former spokesperson for the Labour Party, Kenneth Okonkwo, lashed at the Vice President for asking Badenoch to delete her first name from her identity. Okonkwo noted that what makes a person a citizen of a country is not the name, but the circumstances of the person's birth or the person's inclination. Beyond this, Okonkwo argued that even if something was amiss in Badenoch's testament, the Vice President lacked the moral authority to criticize her.
First of all, Kemi Badenoch, like any other human being on earth, is entitled to her own freedom of expression. And she has to do it, and she should be allowed to do it without interference. If that is her opinion, she's entitled to it. You said the Vice President asked her to drop her name.
Kemi.
Good. Name is not what makes you a citizen of a country. My name is Kenneth. That's Scottish. I am not from Scotland. So the mere fact that she's Kemi does not make her a Nigerian.
He identifies with
what makes you citizenship is determined by the circumstances of your birth and your inclination. She was born in London Britain.
She grew up in Nigeria here and left at the age
She
16.
grew up at the age of 16 at maturity to say, I am British. That's her inclination. And then the same Kemi is a Badenoch. Badenoch is Caucasian. But that's by the way. What I'm trying to say is that having identified where she has decided she is from, she has actually said, by implication, she's not a Nigerian. She said she's Yoruba. That's her ancestry. That does not mean citizenship. I'm saying that she does not want to cohabit with the North automatically means I don't want to identify as a Nigerian. Because every country on earth has North and South. And Nigeria is Nigeria. And like you said, she's entitled to it. Because Kemi does not make her a Nigerian. It's the circumstances of her birth and her inclination. And you can give up your citizenship. It's allowed. Some people had done it before. So her statement, coming to that. First of all, Shettima wouldn't have been the best marketing officer to confront that statement. Because the person of Shettima will simply give veracity to her claims.
Barry that man, a famous social media influencer, should I say personality, also reacted to Badenoch's claims. He totally agreed to Badenoch's claims of police corruption, hoping that she continues to bombard the Nigerian government with the truth.
Now, here's what I want to say about this Kemi Badenoch lady, right? There's nothing that woman has said about Nigeria that is a lie. I just gave you one proof. She said police robbed them. And these are videos where the Nigerian police are embarrassing themselves because of the poor structure of the police. So every other thing she has said about this country, no one be lie. This time Nigerians or the government where they verse, as you say, vice president, they reply the woman. This time when they verse, they change some kind of things where they affect us as a people. I like the fact that she fire more. And I pray she continue firing. See recently now, IG of police don't say they'll stop police from collecting people funds and the rest, which they don't they talk since. This woman talk, follow hits them. So she should continue. Nigeria don't go one point to be saying, my brother, and I don't understand the damage of this country. It don't corrupt, it don't rotten. It don't rotten.
Further, Aisha Yusufu, a popular human rights activist, expressed her belief in Badenoch's claims. However, she revealed the contextual motive underlying Badenoch's claims.
Hello, everyone. In the last few hours, let's say 48, 72 hours, the kind of insults I've received there, it's something else. On Twitter, because that's where on Twitter I've not really followed the comments on YouTube, so I don't know whether I've really received the insults on YouTube based on this. It's about this Kemi whole thing that has been going on, and there's no insult. Somebody said that, oh, he thought that I was someone who had values. Here I am defending the Nigerian police, blah 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 blah. I said, Toga, now you know I don't have values. Hope you have peace. At least after all, is it not you that saw me with values before? The same you now, you don't see me with value. It's perfectly okay. But what am I talking about? It's all about this the Kemi issue. I realized that some people thought Kemi issue started with Abike Dabri, because I saw someone who said, oh, Kemi was on her own jejely, and Abike Dabri, went to go and ask for her whatever with Nigeria. That's not it. Except you guys have not followed Kemi. Like, I saw a message where somebody said, the moment Kemi sees Caucasian, she will do everything to throw every other person under the bus. That's what she has constantly done over the time. And yeah, do you. I don't have a problem with do you. But you see those people that I don't want to be like them, so I want to prove to you that I'm not like them. I will do everything to bring you down. They are the worst that you can think about. You understand? And that thing that people do and say that my enemy's enemy is my enemy's enemy is my friend, it's nonsense. Your enemy's enemy is not your friend. Your enemy's enemy can be your worst enemy. And so put it down. But Nigerians, we are very smart people. But unfortunately for us, we don't know how to hold grudges. We don't know how to remember things and we don't know how to connect the dots. We live for the moment. So if somebody does something now, we forget all the other things or whatever. We will not look at the context. We will not look at all the dots for surrounding. We just pick that one, just like little children. We just be jumping up and down. That's why we have the worst amongst us are the ones who are ruling us, because we don't know how to do these things. I'm going to give some quick examples for those who have forgotten. All of a sudden, Kemi is holding grudge, right? That Nigerian police, took away her brother's, stole her brother's shoes and all of that. Like I said, everything is about context. And I'm going to show these two videos. I've done it in another video before, but I'm going to show this where she was making these messages. Yes, Kemi's brother being attacked. Kemi have issues with Nigerian police. We all have issues with Nigerian police. Nigerian police, they are the worst in the world. They have ranked the worst in the world several times in several years. No doubt about that. Nobody is holding beef for them. The thing also is that everything is context. You can't be asked a question on what is happening in your, how do you trust your British police, and all of a sudden is bringing Nigerian matter into the situation that it is, and people are coming to say that, oh, what she said, is it not the truth or whatever. When Kemi said that the people who are asking for repatriation from UK, who are saying that the colonialism that UK did affected a lot of countries and they should pay. UK that went around, stole people's wealth, killed people, did a lot of atrocities, and people come out to say that UK needs to pay for that. The same Kemi comes out to say it's a scam, but it's her own brother's own that it's not a scam. Oh, she's holding grudge for the fact that a policeman stole her brother's shoes. She's holding grudge for the fact that Nigeria has done ABCD to her. Nigeria has done ABCD to a lot of us. But she stands on a stage and says that the people who are demanding that UK should atone for the things that they have done, that they don't have a right to do it, that is a scam and everything. Is her own not a scam? I'm asking you a question now. Is her own not a scam? But let it not be that, as usual, you say, Aisha, she talks too much, she whatever. I'm going to allow you watch the clip with Kemi, where they were talking about issue of slavery, issue of colonialism, and the need that UK needs to be apologetic for its past and the things, that it has done, and the response that Kemi gave. Just watch this.
Question here about our imperial past, colonial past as a country. The Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting starts next week. Should we be embarrassed about our colonial past?
No, we don't need to be embarrassed about our colonial past. Every country in the world, at one point or another, either colonized or attempted to colonize another group of people. This is the past. We need to talk about the future. There are many countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK. They ask for reparations. I saw it as a trade minister. It's not culture wars. I was at the WTO. I won't name the minister from another country, and he was telling me that we needed to give up some of the things that we were doing because...
Finally, Seun Kuti, a prominent singer, outrightly condemned Badenoch's argument over the role of the British Empire in Africa. The singer called on African leaders to ban Badenoch from visiting the continent.
That all of them have been praising this woman. Somebody that is insulting us. Not only us, this woman insults our ancestry. This woman said we should pay Europeans for colonizing us. You don't understand that we should pay them for killing millions of our ancestors, for all the atrocities that they committed in our land. That we should pay them. This woman open her mouth. Somebody that African government should come outside and ban her from coming to Africa. They should sanction her. If we see her leg, she's going to jail.
Kuti's condemnation seemed to have been predicted by journalists who want Badenoch to adopt circumcision when talking about Nigeria or Africa. Take a look.
It's not a very good look for Kemi Badenoch, I would say. But ultimately, when politicians make comments like this, it's always for their own political capital. And I would say the comments of the Nigerian vice president very much buy into something which is happening in the Nigerian media, where there are lots of media figures who attack Kemi Badenoch. And so the Nigerian vice president has seen that and has decided that he wants to cash in on that anger for the way that she's speaking about the country that she grew up in after she was born in England. But at the same time, you never saw Priti Patel or Rishi Sunak talk about India in the way that Kemi Badenoch talks about Nigeria. And I would simply say, if you are a Brexiteer and you're saying we need to be expanding our global trade beyond the European Union, we want to be looking at emerging markets for growth, fastest growing markets, don't slag off one of the fastest growing economies in Africa with one of the youngest populations that you have a personal link to. I mean, the Nigerian vice president told her to change her name. That's embarrassing. Imagine how her family must feel about that. So I think she just needs to be a little bit more careful with her language. I think she can make the points that she makes about growing up in Nigeria without upsetting one of the biggest economies in Africa at the same time.
Now, summarily, Nigerians who have seen bitter experiences of corruption may sympathize with Badenoch. Badenoch, like international human rights organizations such as the Amnesty International and the Human Rights Watch, possess a level of credibility and authority that lends weight or credence to their criticism. With established reputations for impartiality and expertise, their voices carry significant gravitas, making their messages more newsworthy and shareable. You are watching Diaspora Digital Media. If you like my video, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments, share my videos, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel for more exciting stories around the world. I remain Tochukwu Raphael. Happy New Year.